that German lady got on this here internet and said that she found an average black man that she introduced femininity and care and nurture to, because he had never seen it, and he picked her over what he was used to dealing with. And then she went on to say this.
I already knew I had him because there was simply no competition out there for me. But let's just look at it objectively. You had this average black American guy who now was able to choose between what he was dealing with before and somebody completely new. And let me tell you, the moment I stepped into that man's life, he really didn't know how to deal with my femininity, because I was not loud. I was not screaming. I was not trying to, be louder than him. I didn't interrupt him, because that's not something that I learned from home. If somebody would speak, and especially a man, you would let that man speak, and then you would listen and then say whatever you have to say, right? So I was clean. I cooked. He didn't know what it was when a woman is actually in the room asking him, like, do you want something to drink? Before I got myself something to drink. Do you want something to eat? Before I started to eat my food, I would ask him, do you want to have a bite? I would come out of nowhere and just have a fruit bowl and just offer him some fruit. He didn't know none of this. So my husband, back then boyfriend, really thought this was a dream come true. He didn't know how to deal with none of this, because all this me coming through, just being nurturing by nature, his peoples and his family didn't even do that for him. Like the family, there is no family unit. The average family, especially black American family, has barely a family unit. There is no breakfast, lunch, and dinner at set times. And these are things that I introduced my husband to with my family. Can you imagine that impact that I had on him back then? So gentlemen, do not be afraid of traveling. There are so many more women out there who are willing to take care of you. It doesn't matter if they're young. It doesn't matter if they're older. They are willing to take care of you, willing to work with you, willing to be a part of your life. You don't have to deal with whatever you are dealing with back in your hometown, because unfortunately, a lot of American women are lost in the delusional world that they are living in, and they don't even understand that they are going to be lonely for a long time, if not for the rest of their life. They say by choice, but I don't believe them.
Why would that German woman eat us up like that? And when I say us, I mean us as black women. If you haven't seen the video, the woman came out, German women, talking about how black American women are no competition, like none at all. And she stood 10 toes on it, confidently said it. And honestly, y'all, there's no lies. Unfortunately, she felt comfortable saying that because it's true. We are not feminine women. We are not raised to respect, to be kind, to be nurturing, to be caring of our black men. And unfortunately, what they're doing, they're coming in and swooping them right on up, because we are leaving the door right on open. They know how to talk to men. They know how to treat black men. They know how to love them properly, how to support them properly. And they have no problem doing it. And my issue is, right, us as black women, we want to sit back and talk about, well, why we can't do it and why we can do that. We don't do it because we don't want to. And we're not taught to want to do it. We're not taught to respect men. And we know this is the thing, right? We know that there's men out here who black men who would prefer a woman of a different race. Got it. It might be her hair, whatever. The exoticness. I got it. But we also want to face the fact that black men are choosing women of other race because of our attitude. They don't want to deal with our attitudes. They don't want to deal with a masculine woman. So instead of us trying to deflect and say, oh, it's about her hair, it's about her eyes, it ain't about that. It's about her attitude. The way that she loves him, the way that she treats him, the way that she talks to him. That's what a man wants. Any man wants that. I don't want the woman who's going to be aggressive. It ain't about her being a white woman with long hair. No, it's about her being a kind woman who supports me, who respects my opinion. But we get so caught up in, I ain't listen to no man. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I have to be masculine. This is my situation. Nothing I could do about it. And it is. Says you can change if you want to. You have to want to change. You have to want to change a situation. So until then, we're going to have more of that happening. We're going to have more of these women able to come out confidently, stand on what they mean, and be able to take our men. Because we let them. Because we don't care about them. So they said, well, we'll take them off your hand. Come over here, y'all. We'll love y'all over here properly. If that wasn't a wake-up call to y'all, black women, I don't know what it's going to take. Because it surely made me be like, wow.
And after she said that, she goes on to say that black women need to just accept that they're going to end up being by themselves, because black men are tired of dealing with the loud mouth, the attitude, no care, no love, no nurturing, no family unit. And after listening to everything, baby, she right. She didn't tell not a lie. A lot of us were not raised in households where we seen wives be able to be wives because they had husbands that were being husbands. A lot of us grew up in environments where there were no black male role models. There were no fathers, grandfathers, uncles. So we don't know what the leadership of a man looks like. A lot of us grew up in environments where our mothers were literally operating in survival mode. So they weren't worried about teaching us how to cook and clean and be feminine. They were worried about making sure that the bills got paid and everybody was alive at the end of the day. But just because that's how we were raised, that does not mean that that's how we need to continue to exist. If you know that that behavior and that life didn't give your mother or your grandmother the results that they wanted, and it hasn't been giving you the results that you want, it's time for a change. Now, the family unit component is the truth. A lot of us today are still operating in survival mode. We're working long hours, working 2 jobs, trying to survive because it's just us. It's just me in the house. So I ain't got time to do breakfast. I ain't got time to do lunch, dinner. I'm running late. I'm doing this. And the reality is, that's why I preach to people that we need to own businesses. We need to learn how to monetize our own natural gifts and talents. Because when you run your own business, you set your own rates and you set your own hours. So now you can be at home to set a family structure with your children. And when you get a husband, if you want one, with him as well. But when I tell y'all that is a fight. Men want to feel like men, so we need you to be men. And if these men are being like men and they're doing all the things that men need to do, what's wrong with us being women? I thought that's what we wanted. I thought we wanted to get into our soft girl era. So can we work on that and stop being mad when somebody else points it out?
Black man. And it's us that's tearing them down.